And as we said, also fighting on the bill, Sam Smith. Good to get him out again.
Very, very excited to get Sam out again. He's made a lot of developments from his first fight was in December. Rangy boxer as an amateur, 6'3", light heavyweight, rangy as an amateur. But in his first fight, he fought a very tough man who just took it to him and walked into him non-stop. And it showed, he showed he had heart and he had the balls to stay in there in a tough fight like that, which wasn't necessarily technically the way we would have wanted it to be, and still was a clear winner in it. But we knew we had to improve on his inside game. We didn't have necessarily time to improve on that before his second fight because that came early February. So what we did is just make sure that to school him with that jab when he did come inside, to slide back and create it again, and just not let the man get inside. So we picked a very, very similar opponent for his second fight, somebody that would be non-stop in his face. Bryn Wynn, who's non-stop in your face, can take it. He doesn't come to survive. He's always coming trying to win it. And he done excellent and schooled him with the jab, didn't let him inside. But now for this fight, he's been working on being inside and being able to work. And he's pulling it off against somebody who's relentless in David, and who's far bigger and stronger than him in Duke. So I'm very happy with his progress. I'm really looking forward to him getting out again this weekend. And then a bit of luck and 3 Hail Marys and the right work being done, he'll be 3-0.
And a little bit different to Luke, with Sam, you're keen to push him on quickly.
He's keen to be pushed on quickly himself. He had a lot more experience. Duke didn't have a lot of experience in the amateurs. He wasn't fighting for that many years in the amateurs, even though we've been together 8 years since he first put gloves on. He didn't have lots of fights. So he's getting his experience with his sparring and who he's sparring and the likes of that. Whereas Sniper had 11 years as an amateur. He was 4-time in the nationals. He knows what it's like to perform at that type of level. There's a lot of the guys in the top 15 in Britain that were in the amateurs with him. And he doesn't want to wait. He wants to fight these men now. And with the improvements he's made, I have no problem with him fighting a lot of these men now. So he's got a few guys in mind already that he wants. And I have no problem with him fighting those men.
You mentioned those guys, Calvin Young, Jack Morris fight for the Southern Area title, and I think Sam would happily take them in his next fight. That's obviously, probably not going to happen, but you do have a kind of a plan of action for him.
Well, he's not going to get the winner, but there's no reason why he can't get the loser. So out of Kelvin and out of Jack Morris, Sam will have had 3 pro fights by then, and he's willing to fight the loser of that straight away. So Kelvin's had 18-5. If he doesn't manage to get the win, Kelvin's Snam's willing to fight him straight away in September. That's a good fight for Swindon. You got an adopted Swindonian against a Swindonian who's very popular. So why not? And he's willing to do it after his 3rd pro fight. If Kelvin gets the win and Jack Morris is the loser, Jack Morris is ranked in the top 15, he's willing to fight him. He hasn't got his eye on any one of them in particular. He's willing to fight whoever loses in that fight to prove that he deserves to be up there. Another guy that he wants to fight is Jake Paul, who's 5-0, 4 knockouts. He's with Eddie Hearn. Sam wants that fight. He knows him from the amateurs. They're from the same background. He'd like to have that fight. So there's 3 men who are ranked above him, and 2 of those men have had a lot more fights than him, and he's willing to step up. You got to admire that in him.
In your opinion, does he beat all of them?
Yeah, he does. Yeah. If he was wanting to fight them, but I just thought he wasn't ready at the time, I'd say, okay, I'm glad you think like that, but let's slow down. No, I have no problem with him fighting any of those 3 men.